Hi, this is Catherine Rosen with Board Game Geek here at SPIEL 2016. I'm sitting here with Christian Hillenbrand from Amigo. He's here to talk about some Bonanza.
Lots of yellow boxes.
Yes, indeed.
With lots of beans on it.
Lots and lots of beans.
Let's start with the base game.
Yes.
The base game is already 19 years old in the meantime. So
19?
19.
Wow.
So next year we have big anniversary. I'm looking forward to that with a little teaser, a special edition.
Ooh. That'll be exciting.
Yeah. So we worked on the base game with some small things we changed compared to the original game, and I just show you what we changed.
Yes.
There are two things. First thing is we have these little boards.
Very cute.
With 2 or 3. Is it in the middle? With 2 or 3 fields. It was always a problem for the players to have virtual bean fields in front of them, and
keeping track of who had how many fields.
Yes, and this makes it easier for them to imagine.
You just flip it over and then.
Oh. Stop!
I'm getting ahead of myself.
This is just to show. Okay, I have my 3 fields, or I have my 2 fields, and I can work on them. It makes it easier for the gamers to get into the game. Related to that, we changed the rules a little bit. Buying a third field is no longer possible. You start with 3 if you are 3 players, or with 2 if you are 4 or 5 players, and you have this for the whole game. It makes it just easier, because in so many cases it was just a silly move to buy a third field. So the designer said, so Uwe Rosenberg said, he wants to keep the gamers for doing silly things. So yes. Okay.
So he's making it easier for you and taking away silly decisions.
It makes it just easier for the gamers who learn the game new. So if you know the original version, you still can buy the fields, but it's no longer in the rules.
Yeah.
So the second thing we have, or the second component we add to the game, is the start player card. Because it's an advantage to start the game.
Yes,
we have lots of statistics about results of Bonanza games in different tournaments, and if you are the start player, you have an advantage. And so in case of a tie, the player who is sitting
to the left of the start player,
to the right of the start player,
to the start player.
Has an advantage in case of tie. So that's all. Changed the rules a little bit, rewrote them completely, new example pictures and things like that. So this is the new base game.
Yes.
And for all the collectors, let me just show this. For all the collectors, there's a 1.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
There's a 1. And just to show the others, there's the 2 and the 3. And so on.
Oh, lovely.
And I hope
so you can have them in your shelf.
And one day I want to have at least 42 of them.
Oh, that would be perfect.
Yes, it would. It would be. With 42 I will stop. This is number 1. And number 2, we published that this year too. It's the expansion called Bohnedikt. Again, some of the gamers might know it from Lookout. Lookout published the Bohnedikt expansion in 2009. I'm not completely sure, but I think it should be 2009. And with Bohnedikt, we have some new fields for the gamers to plant their beans on. Just show it.
Ooh.
We have 2 new fields. They are with German names in that case, Klostergarten and Gottesacker. The special.
So the monastery and the graveyard.
Yes, that's right. We also have 2 different new types of cards. So we have the Bohnedikt cards, and we have the sacrifice cards. Okay. You will sacrifice beans with that card. So
okay.
I don't, to be honest, I do not have an English name for these cards. I just tried to create something.
Sacrificial card.
Yeah, that's good. Take that. Okay, we have the Bohnedikt card. The Bohnedikt cards have little text on it, little events that happens if it's your turn, and usually after planting 1 or 2 beans, you flip 2 cards to the market phase, and if on these cards is a text on it, so if one of these cards is a Bohnedikt card, then you have something like in this trading phase you are not allowed to trade with your left neighbor, or if you want to trade, you have to trade only beans in double packs, or the other side, positive one, so negative and positive one, you have cards like you're allowed to flip a 3rd card and plant it immediately on one of your fields and things like that. And these cards are also jokers.
Okay.
So if you, for example, plant on this field the chili beans, you can put. I do not have the cards right. I have it. I hope you can imagine. If you have chili beans right here, you can put Bohnedikt cards on these chili bean field as additional chili beans, and the only thing is there's no how is it called in English? Do you know the name for it? In German it's Bonometer. Do you know it? So it's a part of the card that shows how many gold you will get when harvesting the beans.
All right.
There's an English name for it.
The beanometer? I'm not sure. The bean meter.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Okay. There's no one of that. So if you have this card as last card on your field, you get nothing if you have to harvest that.
Ah, okay.
So you have to put another, in that case, chili bean on it to have the
to actually get the points.
Yes, exactly. Sorry. Good. On the other side, in the graveyard, we
do sacrifice cards.
We have the sacrifice cards. We just call them like that. On all these cards, you have. Can you see it on the camera? You have 2 different pictures of 2 different. You have 2 pictures of 2 different beans on that card.
And so that means that you need to
and that
sacrifice
means
those.
If you have, in that case, if you have a soya bean and a garden bean on your hand or in front of you, just by trading or by flipping them in the market phase, you are allowed to play your sacrifice card from your hand and immediately put 1 card of each of these 2 beans on this field in whatever order you want. And like here, only the beanie meter.
The beanie meter.
Beanie meter. It's called beanie meter now. Only the beanie meter on the top card is showing how many gold you will get. So in that case, if you started, for example, with planting blue beans, so the cheapest.
Yeah, and
then you play them on the blue beans right here. Then you have a much better scoring when harvesting the beans.
Very good.
So these are the new
nice
things
little,
in this expansion. It's
and
late.
Last,
it's very
but
late.
Not least.
Yes. Bonanza, das Duell.
Duell.
The duel.
Das Duell.
English name is nearly similar. Everybody who knows Bonanza knows exactly, 3 to 5 players with the expansion up to 7 players. But 2-player versions, difficult. So we had Al Carbone as a 2-player game a long time ago. We had a 2-player version in Born to be Wild, and but they work, but
there's something a little off.
There was something missing, and so Uwe Rosenberg had to create a pure 2-player game, and this is Bonanza the Duel. Pure 2-player game. Again, we have these bean fields for showing. I need this later. For showing how many fields you have. We have some. We have new beans, new bean illustrations. I just give you some of them. We have new bean illustrations. All of these illustrations are duel situations. So you can. Yes, sorry.
So 2 people, so boxing or king and queen.
Exactly.
And 2 knights fighting.
Exactly. So new illustrations for having a feeling of really being in a duel. So what is the difference to the big game? Of course, it's a trading phase. We all know trading phases are not working with 2 players.
No.
Other games tried that before. So we do not have a trading phase, we have a phase with presents. The mechanism is the following.
A gifting phase.
A gifting phase, yes. We have cards for all the 8 different beans. They are in the middle of the table between the players. I just take 4 of them because of the space I have here, right here. If I'm the active player, if I'm the one who flipped the cards for the market phase, after flipping the cards, I have to make you as my opponent a present. So, for example, I have a look on your fields. I can see what you need or what you don't need. And I can say, for example, I give you a stinky bean as a present. Then you have 2 possibilities. You take it, then I give you the card from my hand or from the market phase or wherever it is. Or you say, no, I do not want to have that stinky bean because I have, just let it there. because you have to blend it at that moment, so you don't want to have it. So you have to give me a present instead. So you can say, okay, I give you a blue bean instead. So I can say, okay, I take it, or I give you a present again.
And so you take back this present.
All sorts can only be used once for this phase. So latest after the 8th offer, the player has to take it. And the aim is, I want to offer you something that you do not need to give me an offer back. So maybe I can get another bean. So
interesting. That's an interesting.
There's a reason why I do that. And this is the other 2 things that are different in the duel. One is, I have to tell this first. One is, until now you had to plant always the same bean on a field. So for example, only chili beans or only stinky beans or things like that. Now it's a little bit different. If you have, for example, this one on your field, as next bean you are allowed to put there a bean with the same number or with 1 step
above, so
above.
A worse bean, basically.
Exactly, a worse bean. So for example, I can also put this one right here. But again,
you'll get
there's the beanie meter. You have to score with this one. No longer with this, but with this. And on that one, I can put as next one a one with a 14 or, do I have it one? Yes.
Or with a 16.
Or with a 16 and so on.
So once you've gone down, you can't go up again.
You never can go up again. So, and there's another reason why you want to do that. And these are the last cards we have in that game. The so-called bonus cards. There's a German board game.
Of course.
There are different cards with different things you have to do to fulfill them. Let's have a look on this one. This means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I have on my field 7 beans of the same type, I can say I can fulfill this one. I show it to my opponent. I can say, okay, I get 100, in that case Groschen, it's like a cent. And I get one gold for it too. So in that case I have 1 gold and
100
okay,
cents.
it's one more gold in that case. 100 cents. I get them on my scoring pile. There are also smaller one. Yes, exactly. There are 70 cent or 40 cent or 10 cent is the smallest.
If you add these together, then you have just over 1.
Yes, exactly. So there are different combinations you have to fulfill. So for example, this one, and now it makes sense to blend different beans.
Things.
You have two of one, then 2 of another one, and 3 and 1 of a third one. You have to blend them on your field. In that order.
And then you can claim the new card.
Yes. You can fulfill the cards with this bonus score in your own turns, but you also can fulfill them in the turns of your opponent. So maybe I want to give you, let's have this case, if this is like that, I want you to put here another bean, but not the same one, but one that is a little bit worse than that. So I offer you maybe as active player that kind of bean just to let you plant it exactly on that field to fulfill my card and so on. So in total, Bonanza, it is still Bonanza. The Bonanza
At its
feeling is
core.
completely there.
But just a few tweaks,
the trading phase is replaced by something that is working very, very good. And if you want to play with two players, a game with Bonanza feeling, it's perfect for that.
Fantastic. That is Bonanza, das Duel.
Bonanza, the duel.
Das Duell.
Das Duell. It's not that bad.
From Amigo.